Hey there everyone, welcome to the semifinals of the ESL Southeast Asia Legends Tournament number 12. This is Lalasong versus Nelio in the battle of the semifinals. Whoever gets the 30 wins first gets to move towards the finals and have a chance to win the grand prize. Now let's take a quick look at what heroes both these players have. Nelio has Warlock, Warrior, and Hunter available to him, and Lala has, let's take a quick look if I can find it, Druid, Hunter, and Warlock for himself. So hopefully there'll be a little bit faster games, as we all know. It has been a little bit long today, so seems like both these players are already anxious to go. Nelio, the first qualified semifinal player, has been waiting for quite some time. So let's take a quick look at the board state. Here it is going to be Druid versus Hunter, Lalasong versus Nelio. Nelio with quite the formidable board already. Has let's see here, Misha, double haunted creeper, and Lalasong just a spider tank out. So I guess he's playing mech druid from what I can see here. Not too sure. So Raph is gonna come out early. Now let's see if he's gonna use the triple damage Raph or the single damage one. Is gonna use the triple damage one, and then innervate for swipe to get rid of mostly everything on the board. Of course, that Hunter Creeper is still remaining, so really optimal. Can't really say that it is, but still getting a lot away from the board. Now back to Nelio, Worgen Infiltrator being dropped, Leopard Gnome, so Nelio playing the traditional zoo variant of the Hunter, so it looks like this is going to be a little bit of a faster game. Coming from both sides, excuse me, for that one. Lalasong with an Ancient of Lore being drawn is forced to play the low feb. Now though, can't really do too much else than Spider Tank. I mean, taking out that Leopard Gnome probably the best choice, but will still take a lot of damage regardless from its Death Rattle passive, dropping him to 22 in total. So is taking his time, is wondering how he should play this one out. Lova is a pretty big body on the field though, sitting at 5 and 5. So it's a little bit hard for Nelio to take down. Lova was a pretty good choice, as Nelio's spells are all like 8 mana right now, so can't really do anything except play the Mad Scientist and do as much damage as possible, and hoping that he gets to pull an explosive trap from that one. Now Lalasong, if he can actually survive the next turn, he is in a pretty good spot because of that Savage Roar, so he might just look to trade face here, or try and take down a few of the minions here. I think he already calculated how much damage he can take, excuse me. And looking at from Nelio's perspective, he currently has, let's see, 4, 5, 6 damage on the board, and
to my side.
Gets a hover for it as well, so now has 10 damage out on the board. Only needs to do 5 more, and Kill Command is gonna do more than enough. Huffer and everything else will attack, dropping Lalasong to 0. Nelio winning the first game in this best of 5.
Victory or death! Your soul shall be mine!
Hey there everyone, welcome back. This is game 2 of Lalasong versus Nilio. Nilio being one game up after a very fast game 1 victory. And looking at Nilio's hand, pretty much has his combo already set. Like I'm looking at it and I'm pretty surprised. Pretty much has all the cards he needs at this point to really keep going. Now he has to hope that Nilio is, or that Lalasong doesn't have Shadow Flame or anything like that to wipe out everything. But otherwise, Nilio is in the better position, I would say, for now.
Let the pain speak to me.
Now, Lalasong sitting at 4 mana, Molten Giant and Sludge Belcher and Sunfury Protector being the last recent cards, and Lalasong is, I think, figuring out what kind of warrior Nilio is playing. Of course, Nilio is not playing the standard, or well, I say standard, but there are multiple ways to play warrior. But the Grim Patron variant is definitely one of my favorites. Very explosive, very fun to look at, very fun to cast, as well as you can hear all these Grim Patrons saying to each other that everyone has to get in here for some reason. Anyways, Nilio is sitting at that 1/3. Acolyte of Pain is probably going to start hammering on Lalasong in a bit. Lalasong actually not in the worst position as well, because Lalasong has all those taunters, like Sunfear, double Sunfear Protector, and Defender of Argus, double Sludge Belcher. He is set for a very good defensive game here, even as the Iron Beak Owl goes ahead and starts to silence away one of the Ancient Watchers, so it can actually start attacking and wailing onto the enemy. So Nilio has to start getting some advantages here slowly but surely. Let's take a quick look at how he might do that just now, as he is sitting on 5 mana. Execute might be something that he might want to do just to get rid of the Ancient Watcher that is able to attack. Sure, it will cost 1 mana, but you're at least getting rid of that. But looks like Nilio is going for an early Emperor Force on play. Did have a lot of cards in his hand, 8 cards, so reducing the mana cost of all of them, very beneficial. Now Lalasong can buff up his two Watchers by bringing out that Defender of Argus, but why do that if Siphon Soul just does the trick as well, and it doesn't even cost you a minion, just costs you a card. Nilio still facing off against that Ancient Watcher that is sitting at 4/2 and is probably expecting that Lalasong still has his taunts available, still has them in hand, and will use them in a bit. Another Acolyte of Pain being dropped. There is Nilio actually going to execute that 4/2. I kind of doubt it. And I mentioned earlier that Nilio has a fairly good hand, and Lalasong has a good hand to last as well. And the Grim Patrons, of course, are going to help out a lot, but Still, Nilio now looking to generate card advantage. There's another piece of his combo. The Frothing Berserker coming into his hand, so he can really start to rack up some damage with that one as well. But the problem is that Nilio needs, Nilio kind of needs those, the low attack minions to come out so he can actually abuse the Grim Patron's effect. Otherwise, they're just kind of sitting there, not really benefiting each other, unless Nilio, of course, draws a Whirlwind or something like that, so he can actually keep going. Another life tap coming out for a Dark Bomb. And first, of course, the Mountain Giant going to be dropped, and I'm wondering if Lalasong is finally going to taunt up what he has on the field. Dark Bomb is going to be chucked across, so one more card being given to Nilio, which is the Unstable Ghoul. And now he can actually do something with that Unstable Ghoul if he manages to kill it off. So I'm actually looking at how he wants to play it out at this point. Because if Nilio actually manages to survive like all the walls coming out from Lalasong, then he's in a pretty good spot. He just has to like find a really good way to play around and use the Warsong Commander pretty effectively, because he needs that he needs that Frothing Berserker to get over the big minions, because he only has the one execute in his hand right now. Armorsmith is not really gonna help. Kind of looking, he does have double Grim Patron, so that does help out fairly well. So, Grim Patron is going to come across fairly early though, and not too sure why Nilio is doing that. Maybe to empty his hand a little bit, or maybe to bait things out, I guess. Maybe he doesn't want two Grim Patrons in his hand. Maybe he's just focusing on the Frothing Berserker for now. Lalasong actually looking to attack straight into Nilio, ignoring the Frothing Berserker for now. Or ignoring the Grim Patron for now. Lofeb coming out as well, so any prep work that Nilio might have done completely denied, especially with the Iron Beak Owl now coming in as well to silence that Ancient Watcher and get rid of the the first Grim Patron. And now Nilio is in a little bit of a sticky situation here, because he has all these cards in his hand but can't really clear out the board properly without a brawl or anything like that. So Nilio bring out the Grommash Hellscream pretty soon, and desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess, as he just wanted to get rid of just getting rid of the Ancient Watcher. Not too sure if that's too beneficial. Defender of Argus coming in, the rest just being taken care of. The Dark Bomb getting rid of that Grommash Hellscream as well. Now Nilio really has to draw into something useful, but it is just not there. I guess that maybe Nilio wants to go with a Patron Whirlwind play here, but I'm not too sure if that's actually going to work out.
Charge forward! A fight count me!
So is going to try at the very least. Unstable Ghoul gonna come in as well. And is Nilio actually gonna suicide his So it looks like Nelio is gonna suicide his unstable ghoul into that one. He's gonna gain an extra Grim Patron from that one. Execute gonna land on to the giant. And still has enough mana for the whirlwind, so more Grim Patrons are gonna land in there, and everyone is in fact gonna get in here. And more Grim Patrons are gonna join the field as well, so 9 more damage going to land onto Lalasong if Nelio actually does decide to go with it that way. But it looks like he is gonna stop his attack for now, as he doesn't want to have a Molten Giant come and hit him and stuff. But it looks like Lalasong has that Molten Giant in hand, 6 mana for that one, in tandem with the Semifinals Protector is going to help out a tremendous amount. But Nelio still has a Frauding Berserker in hand, and he can use that one to take care of anything big that Lalasong might be dropping on the field. So Lalasong wondering how he is gonna play this one out, because honestly he only has like 2 options. He can go Sludge Belcher, or Molten Giant and Semifinals Protector. And those are like realistically the only options he has. I'm not too sure if he actually wants to tap at this point. So seems like Mortal Coil Warsong Commander is probably a good choice for him if he decides to go for that, as it will deny any like charges coming in. Anti-Killbot coming in might be in time just to save the day. Life Tap coming in as well, and a Hellfire top deck will be more than enough to take care of everything on the field. Molten Giant Semifinals Protector is going to be the combo. Lalasong with the top deck here. And Nelio, does he have anything in respawn? Well, Dread Corsair, but that's not going to help out in the slightest. So Nelio forced to Battle Rage, draws into a second Frauding Berserker, and game is pretty much over at this point. I feel for Nelio, equips that one. Dread Corsair going to come out as well. Armor Smith and a Frauding Berserker just to do something, I guess, but all those strong minions from Lalasong, the double Sludge Belcher, there is no way that Nelio can actually go through that, especially with the Acidic Swamp, who's now coming in and dropping Nelio's weapon and eroding it straight to the ground. And with that 8 damage landing, Lalasong will win this one. Nelio, even with the execute, is not going to do too much. Just can't sustain this endurance battle for now, especially with the double Grim Patrons already being gone. Nelio was thinking of options here, but is forced to pass turn, and Lalasong drawing into another Mountain Giant. Pretty much the nail in Nelio's coffin at this point, as 6 damage is on the board. Nelio only having 9 hit points, but those Frauding Berserkers not gonna go anywhere anytime soon. Lalasong could just play the Emperor Horizon if he really wanted to add insult to injury and say, this is how much I am gonna win this game. I don't even need to win at this point. Twilight Drake can be played as well, but Lalasong is just gonna go ahead and make sure that Nelio doesn't pull anything sneaky with that anti-Killbot, it seems. But again, I feel that double Sludge Belcher is also more than beneficial enough to do so.
Shield up.
And Nelio, seeing this board, no brawl in hand and no way to win, surrenders, and Lalasong will equal up the score 1-1.
Versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! Let the hunt begin.
Hey there, welcome back everyone to Game 3 between Lalasong and Nelio. It looks like this is going to be a little bit of a faster game as Lalasong is playing Hunter, Nelio playing the same warrior build as the previous time, so it's kind of a race, chicken race for both of these players. That's the first secret loading guy, Mad Scientist, has been dropped onto the field. Nelio taking swift care of that one and taking the damage to boot. Secret he has added their explosive trap, so that might actually not be too beneficial because of course the Grim Patrons will survive that one if Nelio manages to get two of them out on the field. And Lalasong just getting more spiders out on the field, more creepy crawlies, unstable ghoul, taunt Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to all the minions, so Lalasong might be forced to use the quick shot on that one or use an eagle horn bow for that. Lalasong does decide to go into that one. Everything on the field wiped out. Nelio a little bit behind on armor here, but goes for the Gnomish Inventor, just wants to keep on drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. Now Lalasong with another Haunted Creeper and Dr. Boom being drawn. Lalasong keeping with the pressure. Nelio forced to use a Death's Bite to attack into that one, seems. Or might just be saving it up. He could just save it up until his Grim Patrons both can join the field. Another 2 spiders and a Dread Corsair joining the field, so Lalasong kinda has to use that quick shot at this point if he doesn't want to expend his weapon durability.
I wonder.
Lalasong taking his time in how he wants to play this out. Only has 5 mana, so Animal Companion Quick Shot is a possibility here. So it seems like that might be the best choice for him. Leok added to Lalasong's field, so that's going to be good in buffing everything up there. Quick Shot still available. Or he could use... Or he could save up on that Eagle Horn bow durability, use the quick shot on the Dread Corsair, and just attack with the double Spectral Spider. But it looks like he is going to sacrifice that last weapon durability and sacrifice both of the Spider's last 2 mana beams on the steady shot onto Nelio.
The fight counts me in.
Early Grim Patron being dropped by Neilio, but Neilio now has 2 of them out on his field, and Lalasong needs to find a way to get rid of both of them. Quick shot to be used on the first one. Abusive Sergeant being hovered over, but is actually going to buff up that Grim Patron and summon the Knife Juggler as well. Not too sure why Lalasong did it like that, but probably just wanted to have something out on the field. Now that Explosive Trap, if that one is going to trigger, then it will kill off the Grim Patron, but Neilio just decides, okay, my one Grim Patron, it's gonna die. But I still have a second one in hand, but the Explosive Trap is gonna trigger as well, so Neilio knows, okay, that was an Explosive Trap I had to deal with. The Armor Smith now being dropped on the field, and Neilio has a way to trigger his Grim Patron for the next turn. With facing off against quite the field at this point. And Neilio has to play this very well. I feel that there is a way to clear out this board completely in favor of him. Attacks to Lalasong, then another attack. Gets as many minions out as possible. One Grim Patron is going to spawn at the very least. Both of the boom bots are going to fall, and that Grim Patron is going to die. The second Grim Patron remains alive, though. Execute is going to be used onto that Dr. Boom. So one Grim Patron remaining. Freezing Trap now also being put into play, and Neilio needs to find a way to trigger that Grim Patron if he wants to continue going. Lalasong in a very good position here, but Warsong Commander now being pulled, so Neilio can actually play Warsong Commander in tandem, but actually Secret is gonna bounce back that Freezing Trap, and Secret is going to bounce back that Grim Patron, Freezing Trap being the trap, excuse me for that one. And now Neilio has to pay 10 mana if he wants to bring out his combo, but at the very least, he manages to keep it alive at this point. Lalasong sitting at 16, Pilot Shredder being the top deck here, gives Neilio another card to work with, which is going to be a second Warsong Commander. Pilot Shredder being dropped as well, so one Warsong Commander probably going to be dropped for the second one. And Neilio with the Gramash Hellscream has to find a way to benefit all of this. Gramash Hellscream being dropped is going to take care of the Spider for some reason instead of the Pilot Shredder. Probably just wanting to bait out that Pilot Shredder for now. Lalasong top decking into an Animal Companion is very close game, as both players are pretty much top decking left and right. The Iron Beak Owl is going to be very useful in making sure that Gramash Hellscream is weakened, but of course it still has 4 attacks, so that Iron Beak Owl isn't going to be too useful as of now. And Lalasong is pretty much forced to sacrifice both of his minions if he wants to get rid of that Gramash as fast as possible, and he has to hope that he gets a good minion out of that Pilot Shredder, otherwise he's just going to take a lot of damage, and it's going to be hard, because if Neilio gets double Warsong Commander out on the field, it's going to be very strong for him. Iron Beak Owl looks to be the play coming in for this one. That Gramash going to be weakened severely. Lalasong just going to go on the aggressive here, but that means the Iron Beak Owl is already expended. Gnomish Inventor being the card here for Neilio. How is he going to play this one now? Pilot Shredder drops a Nerubian Egg. Not going to be useful for Lalasong at all. Warsong Commander gonna be dropped. The Grim Patron being dropped as well, so it looks like he is gonna go for the massive sweep here. One Grim Patron landing on the field, and is he gonna attack into Nerubian Egg? No, he isn't. Now he has to hope that Lalasong doesn't draw into something that can get rid of his Grim Patron. Well, nothing really. Savannah Jaime being dropped out on the field, but I'm not too sure how Grim Patron interacts with a 0 attack minion here. Gnomish Inventor coming out for mana card cost, but will get charged nevertheless. Nilio just going full out on the aggressive here. Everything getting charged. Whirlwind being played as well. Frauding Berserker being the card pulled here. Armor's up some more. Not too sure why he did play that Whirlwind. Well, just to draw a card from the Acolyte of Pain, I guess. Goes on the full attack, and Lalasong only with 4 hit points remaining. Eaglehorn Bow being the card in his hand, but Lalasong no way to win this one with the cards he has, and especially with Nilio still having Frothing Berserker and Warsong Commander in his hand.
Well played.
Lalasong admitting defeat in the 3rd game of this best of 5. Score is 2-1 in favor of Nilio, and we are going to game 4.
Versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine. Let the hunt begin.
Hey there everyone, welcome back. This is game 4 between Lalasong and Nilio. Score is 2-1 in favor of Nilio. Lalasong starting things off with Mad Scientist. Nilio not with the greatest of hands, but has enough to just bring out that Ancient Watcher for now. So taps instead of bringing out the Ancient Watcher and gets an Emperor Force on, but can't really do too much without that. Meanwhile, Lalasong is kind of hammering and wailing away on Nilio bit by bit, already dropping him to 23 hit points. Can't really do too much, but just keep on tapping, and Lalasong more than happy about that one as well. Wolf Rider now being added, insult to injury. That's going to be a whopping 8 damage landing on to Nilio, but No, actually just 6, as Lalasong does not decide to use that one. Secret being loaded up as well, and now Neilio's only sitting at 12 hit points, and with the Arcane Golem, that's going to be pretty rough for him as well if he can't win with a next card or set of defenses. 6 damage landing, another 2, and it is all but over as Neilio is going to lose next turn. Lalasong, Ironbeak Owl, Kill Command, going to be more than enough. Molten Giant, it doesn't even matter looking at all the cards in Neilio's hand. Lalasong is going to tie this one up very fast into a game 5, despite whatever Neilio is going to bring out.
My shield for Argus.
Lalasong drawing into a card, but as I mentioned, doesn't really matter. The Ironbeak Owl played to bring out a beast plus the Kill Command is gonna give Lalasong a very quick victory, and we are heading into game 5.
Versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine! I must protect the wild.
Hey there everyone, welcome back. This is game 5 between Lalasong and Neilio. Very quick game 4. Let's just pretend that did not happen. Neilio starting things off with a Voidwalker of his own. Lalasong not with a great hand at all. All he can pretty much do is shapeshift and attack, really. I'm not even sure if he wants to attack at all. But does decide to go for it. Neilio can start generating a little bit of advantage with Coin Imp Gang Boss if he wanted to, or he could just bring out the Haunted Creeper and start to bring out those advantages slowly but surely. So Imp Gang Boss now being dropped, and Lalasong finally with an Innervate, but can't really do too much. I feel that turn 4 Lalasong might just want to go Innervate. Innervate Emperor Forison, but I'm not too sure if that would be the best move for him. He can do Innervate Low-Feb right now, but then again, as I'm saying, not too sure if this is the best move. As Lalasong just does not have like a really good starting hand for Druid. No Wild Growth, no Innervates for silences or anything like that, or swipes. And Lalasong kind of in a rough spot right now, and especially if Neilio decides to drop a second Imp Gang Boss, it's gonna land pretty hard on him. And second Imp Gang Boss does manage to hit the field, a lot of damage landing onto Lalasong, 26 health remaining. Neilio didn't even tap just yet. And I feel that Lalasong is probably going to drop Innervate Emperor Force on at this point. So, as expected, Emperor Force on being dropped. Lalasong can start to gain a little bit of extra momentum here, as he does have a lot of high value mana cost cards in his hand. Let's see. Void Terror. Destroy the minions on either side of this minion, gain their attack and health. So that can actually turn into a very, very big threat right here if he does decide to summon that one. But Imp Gang Boss, again, really strong. And they're still pretty healthy as well, so you don't want to take them out too early. Nelio just going to go for the aggressive play here, as long as that, as long as the Void Walker is still standing, dropping Lalasong to about a third of his health. Now Lalasong did manage to pull out a swipe, so
I have no time.
Sylvanas Windrunner now being dropped as well, and Lalasong just keeps bringing out the big minions here. Again, cost card reduction for him. Emperor Force on really doing work here now.